All right, friends, let me tell you my plan. I am working on two things. I'm going to be working on ScrapFive. So our 5 things we need to use are stitching, something old, a long title, 2 photos, and a punch or a die. So I'm going to just bring that out right here. So I have my notes. And then I'm going to use the ScrapRoom, the ScrapRoom Jumpstart sketch for April 2020. And that sketch is right here. So I'm going to do that. And I thought I would go ahead. I haven't done any of the April 2020 sketches yet. We'll see. I'm filming this like 2 weeks before you'll see it. So who knows? Maybe I will by the future, if that makes sense. So the kit I am going to use is a double shot kit, also from the ScrapRoom, and it's a Simple Stories Hip Hop Hooray. So we have some really kind of bold teal. What is it called? It's called Kachina. I've got a natural cardstock, and then I have 3 of the pattern papers. And like I said, they're all called Hip Hop Hooray. And these are awesome because they're spring, and they're kind of like a little bit more of a saturated pastel. So you can go spring or you can go Easter with them. Now I have a whole unboxing for this, for the kits that I got for April 2020, by the way. But I do have all kinds of these adorable die cuts, as well as, look, I have some enamel dots. So what I'm going to do is go through these die cuts and pull out anything that is very specifically Easter, like this cute little bunny. I mean, the carrots are maybe, but I do kind of associate carrots with bunnies. So I'm going to pull out anything super Eastery and start creating that and take you along with me. Now, the double shot kits are kind of like really sample kits, so I don't have as much product from that, but I do have product from all of the rest of the kits. So I can always bring in some other things and share that with you. So I am going to get myself situated and come back and take you along. So I've decided to use one of these Kachina colored cardstocks for my background, and I might be surprised just as much as you that I decided to do that. But now, if you remember, the sketch had all of these block pieces, but you could see a border of the background paper behind it. That's why I decided to use the cardstock. And also, I don't love the color of the cardstock. It matches perfectly, but I don't love it. So this is a great way to use it on something where I'm not going to have that huge teal pop. I love aqua, I love turquoise, teal not quite as much, but in doses, why not? So here I am just cutting my little blocks out, and let's get them attached. All right, so that's pretty much how it's going to look. Now I just put my photos on here and realized that they look super mini on all of this pattern paper. But let me tell you how excited I was to use so many patterns. You guys know I love patterns, and I usually layer my patterns up really strong. So I was really excited to get most of the patterns from this kit, if not all, on. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer up, I'm going to double mat my photos. So I originally started to mat my photos on the off-white cardstock and realized I wasn't getting enough contrast with my borders. So I went ahead and used the teal cardstock in a thin border, and then a heavier border with the off-white. And now they are starting to pop off that page. So I am going to Frankenstein a bunch of pieces in of this fun foam so I can use this Happy Easter as a main element for my title. So these gorgeous, they're like baby blue, glitter on white foam stickers. I mean, they are awesome. And I did get the blue. I know that you could have got the blue or the white, so I was kind of excited to get the blue because I have lots of white, white stickers, whatever. So I was excited, and they did not go with this double shot kit. They were with one of the flavors of the month kits. But I am determined to see if, while I'm using these kits, if I can kill off those stickers. I will bring in other product from the other collections in my ScrapRoom kits, because why not? And chances are you won't use everything up from those individual kits on on if you just stayed, you know, kit by kit. So I like to mix and match, and I think it makes it look a lot more interesting as well. So my title will be Happy Easter, Shay and Nick. And as you know, there are a bunch of absolutely fantastic scrappers who are part of ScrapFive. So I will leave any and all links down below so you can see what they came up with for our 5 items to include on a page. So that's all just fun stuff, and I think it's awesome and great and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, how great is it when you can be given a list of 5 items and you get to include it, and everybody goes different ways in their stash or in kits that they have handy. And yeah, anyway, I get very excited about that kind of thing. All right, so one of my photos, I'm going to go up and not go up, I'm going to put on some foam, and I'm still getting the hang of this little tiny adhesive runner, by the way, and I love it. I ordered it because it's the same kind that Shamel uses, and I was trying to figure out what kind of adhesives I like, but I really do like that. And I need to change out the roll in my ATG. So what I've been finding, I know, totally going off on a rabbit trail. I've been finding that like on the large cardstock pieces of paper, I like to use my ATG. And then on the smaller little pieces, I like to use the smaller little tape runner that I have there. Not sure what that's about, but that's the way it's been going, except for on this one. Unfortunately, like I said, I have to replace my tape runner. All right, so I have one photo that is up on some foam, and I'm going to put this cute little bunny on some foam. And I'm trying to bring in as many of these little Easter embellishments as I can, because, you know, I can use like the flowers or the polka dots or whatever on just about anything. But an Easter bunny is pretty specific. This little carrot die cut, and I think that little square is maybe supposed to be carrot seeds. I'm not quite sure. I think they're adorable. I'm going to go ahead and pop up that little carrot on a little bit of foam as well and give it some dimension. And it's kind of interesting, you know, when somebody else curates a kit for you, your creating can go in a different direction, especially when you're using their sketch. So it makes it so that my scrapping gets a little bit more varied. It might be too samesies if I just relied on only putting my kits together. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, enjoying it, having a good time. Popping up a few things when I can and all that kind of dealio. I decided I was going to put die cut flowers on the outsides of both of these photos, kind of bringing it across. And I know it's flower on flower, but that's perfectly okay. They have kind of a different finish. You know, it's not just fully flat like your pattern paper is. So it looks awesome. And that little wood grain yellow heart, oh gosh, they should have done like wood grain everything in this kit. Then again, you know, I want wood grain everything all the time. Anyway, this kit did come with some enamel dots, and I got this really nice it's kind of like a light sage green color. Instead of just, you know, the mint that was so big for a while, or aqua, I did get this little sagey color, and I really like it. So I, you know, sprinkled them around ever so liberally. Now I'm seeing if there's anything else I would like to use. I have a little pink fresh flavors of the month kit. I think it's a flavors of the month kit, and it had puffy hearts, and I wanted to include another texture on here, so that is working out ever so nicely. I do love when we can incorporate things from different parts of our stash. So I wanted to, I had to also include something old in this. And the old thing I'm going to include is an old mist. And for my stitches to include on this, I am going to include these old school Doodlebug rub-on stitches. I thought that would work, and since, eradicating my gigantic rub-on collection is my goal for the year, that makes me ever so happy. Now, in the title Happy Easter at the top, there is a really strong black element in there, so that's why I started looking around to see if I had black rub-ons right away. So using a punch is another one of the criteria. So you will see me use this little tiny circle punch, and I will sprinkle those circles going up the page. Now it's time for me to sprinkle along some of this, which I will call old. I've had it for a few years, this Heidi Swapp Color Shine in Gold. And I think every time I sprinkle mist on a layout, it brings the whole thing together for me. If I'm questioning if I like it or not, it finishes it off and makes me ever so happy. So there's a little bit more of a close-up of my layout. If you do want to see pieces more close up, just stop the screen, take a look-see, and I think that'll work for you. Okay, bye-bye now.